Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight I have Andy, Mus, George, and Carl, and we are the Monday Blues, coming off the back of a excellent display of umpiring at Gather Round 2024 at Adelaide. Gents, how are we doing? Andy, I'll throw it to you. How was your weekend?
Weekend was great. Drove up to Adelaide. I don't know why you're smiling. You have nothing to smile about. Drove up to Adelaide. I was in the car with Carl and Mus. Amal was behind us in another car. Amal slept well. Me and Carla did not. I mean, maybe Amal didn't. But selfish bloke up there. TikTok's full blast again. Making random Asians on TikTok live say, "Hey, Monday Blues." My weekend was good. The baggers got up. As he said, some excellent umpiring at the end. It wasn't looking great the whole game, but umpires did their job and did their job solidly at the end of the game. So very happy with my weekend. Carl, how was yours?
Yeah, pretty much like Andy's big bald guy over there.
Who, me?
We'll say bald one since he was bald first. I'm happy, but I'm just disappointed about one thing. I ordered a umpire Guernsey top, but it didn't get it in time. Shattered. Wanted to wear it today, but all is well. Mus?
I think I said enough over the weekend, clearly. You guys have heard enough of me, so I'll just do one of these ones. Little cradle over here with the...
Is that a protein bar?
Is that some purple salt?
With the Fremantle salt, absolutely. Straight from WA.
Should love it. One of these ones.
Savage. Absolutely savage.
Georgie had a good weekend.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, we'll get into that. But look, I love the umpires. Always have. Can't knock them. Great performance. And that was good. It was a good weekend. I flew in, flew out, like the old the WA way. But fly in, fly out on the Saturday. Great fun. Very eventful. Met a lot of interesting people. Sat in front of Gil McLaughlin on the plane, which was interesting. He didn't back us. He said, "I'm worried about you blokes." And cop that, Gil. Cop that in the mouth. That's per Carl. Yeah, it was good. A lot of fun. Amal.
It was good.
Was
It was
frozen
good.
for a second.
Adelaide, Adelaide. The drive up there, like it's 7.5 hour drive. It's long. It's really, really long. But thankfully, I had some excellent company in my cousin Ruler. Shout out to him. We literally yapped and yapped and yapped the whole way. So it was an enjoyable car ride. He's convinced me to do multiple things.
Stop right there. We all know rules.
I'm a man of many talents now after that 7.5 hour drive. So no, it was good. It was good. I managed to squeeze in a round of golf there at Blackwood Golf Club. Played a good round. I started off like shit. It was 7 over the front 9 and then went even par over the back 9, which I was really, really happy with. And then obviously went to Adelaide Oval for the first time. It was my first time traveling interstate for any sort of footy game or anything like that. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a really, really good ground. Our seats were fantastic. I think Andy, you booked them, so thank you. Solid seats.
Yeah, great seats.
And yeah, what a display of excellent adjudicating from the umpires. It was just brilliant to see. I have never been so happy with a game of umpiring than I have against Freo at Gather Round. So really, really impressed. So those watching along, we've got 37 with us so far. Make sure if you haven't subscribed already that you have that you subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button and let us know what your thoughts were about the game. If you have any questions that you'd like us to have a chat about, to bring into the discussion, feel free to chuck a question into the chat. Now, Fremantle versus Carlton, round 4, Gather Round, Saturday, 6th of April, 2024 at 4:20 p.m. Fremantle Dockers lost to Carlton 9-9-63 to 10-13-73. I'll start by saying that was a really, really tough game to watch.
Indeed.
Freo's defense, man.
Poor.
Freo's everything.
They kept parking the bus, right? And that's I think it's like a long-term Freo thing. Like Ross Lyon tried it back in the day, and they get exposed. Like, I don't know why they keep persisting with it. So it'll hold up most games. It's an ugly brand of football. Just keep on parking the bus. And I think it was Matty Lloyd said it, and a few others said it. Like, you're not going to win games when you kick 7 or 8 goals. And then if I'll add that, 3/4 of them were from free kicks. And yes, okay, most of them rightly so, holding the balls, whatever. But yeah, just like painstaking. But I will give them this: their defense is well drilled in the sense that as soon as the ball hits the deck, the numbers are there, right? And they stifle you, they strangle you, they frustrate you. And as soon as the game started becoming a little bit more free flowing, we started taking that control and taking our chances, taking a bit of luck, might I add. But hard work persists. We worked hard for those goals. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Mm-hmm. If we're going to talk about what changed the game, I'm sure we'll get to it further on in this episode, and we'll get a bit deeper. But I'm just going to straight off the bat acknowledge Adam Saad, because he was the legs. He was the one who, and we say this all the time, he's the only one trying to break lines. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? And he doesn't even have a plan half the time. You can see it. There's no there's no thought behind asking for the ball. It's very instinctive. And look, comes off a lot of times. It doesn't come off sometimes. But when we needed to start that fourth quarter running, and because like you said, Georgie, they were just stifling us. So I think Freo kicked the first point, and it might have been McGovern or whoever kicked the ball and kicked it straight to Saad, who was just off. That was it. He was going, and it was move the ball forward at any cost, and the weight of numbers will just eventually get a score. And I think we scored the first goal or whatever, maybe the first 2. I can't remember. But yeah, credit to Freo for playing that game style, and it held up for 3 and almost 4 quarters. But yeah, Adam Saad, man, like he deserves his flowers for this game. That fourth quarter was next level from Adam.
When you watch the replay, there's a few things I missed during the game, but those second efforts, even if you miss the ball, getting a toe poke to it, getting an extra hand to it, to keep the ball in play, keep it contested. He was just absolutely hungry. Sorry, pardon the pun. I know he's probably still starving. He was fasting, right? But he was just an absolute beast at the contest. And special shout out to him. Bumped into him at Adelaide Airport about 8:30 p.m. Sadi, Salam Alaikum, bro. Can I trouble you for a photo? He's like, yeah, for sure, bro. Grabbed the photo with him. Elijah Hollands is sort of walking away. He's like, Elijah, come here. He drags poor Elijah Hollands is limping. The guy's got a torn groin. Sadi drags Elijah Hollands into the photo with us. So it's a nice little photo we got, but appreciate you, Saad. It was a very nice gesture.
Hey, and not only Saad, Saad had a fantastic game, right? But the whole back line, I thought, had a fantastic game.
Boyd.
Jordan Boyd.
Wow, what a player we've got on our hands in Jordan Boyd. Mm-hmm. His field kicking.
It's funny. The 2 of the best field kickers in the league, I think, were playing in that game, and that's Jordan Boyd and Hayden Young. I think Hayden Young's
Clark as well is right up there. Yeah.
Jordan Clark.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got
the match winner.
He's got a mount on him.
The excellent. We should build him a statue down at Icon Park, right next to Jack Nunes. Freo supporters would be having nightmares, wouldn't they, about Carlton? We've beat them in every way, like every way possible. We've beat them.
And white jersey Carlton against Freo is just thing of nightmare, like it's stuff of nightmares for them.
Haunting.
But I will give another quick shout out to Joseph from Adelaide. As a Carlton fan from Adelaide, and I think this is why I think he got Clark rolled up for 4 quarters. And Joseph, I did promise you I'll give you this shout out, so I hope you're tuning in, mate. So he's from Adelaide, and all I can describe Joseph is just the biggest shit stirrer you've ever seen at the footy, right? Just special commentary for every passage of play. Loves to get in amongst it. Loves to absolutely give it to Fife. And Walters and anyone who doesn't get the hard ball or whatnot. But he was absolutely hanging it on Clark for 4 quarters, saying, you're going home crying to mummy, you left Geelong, all this kind of stuff, whatever. And he just let him have it, right? And that's the context for my vid with a Freo fan putting the fingers up. Anyway, we'll get to that maybe later. But he was hammering Clark for 4 quarters. So I think Clark might have heard a couple. We were on level 1. He might have heard a couple of comments. So I think out of frustration, he let the umpires have it. So Joseph, shout out to you, mate. Absolutely quality shit stirring for 4 quarters. You got a lot of the Freo fans rolled up. There were cops rocking up thinking there was going to be a scene. Shout out to you, mate. Love the performance.
I mean, Joseph Trophy.
On that, Georgie, this is why it's so important for Carlton fans to be vocal at games. Like, Jordan Clark probably didn't hear nothing, right? But collectively, they hear everything. You know what I mean? And you get inside a single player's head, mate, you've done your job as a fan. Like, do you know what I mean? That 24th man, that 23rd man, it's nothing to be underplayed. So I'm
going to shout out Andy now, because Andy's special comment for players that take out or do a snipe on a Carlton player or hit from the back. And he's like, come try that with me. Come try that on a Saturday night. That's Andy's favourite line, and I love it. Sorry, I just had to shout it out.
A little disclaimer here. We don't condone any of that report
Absolutely
or antisocial behaviour.
Absolutely not. I am a man of peace.
The abuse that you were hurling towards your phone at the end of the game says different.
That was to a certain person.
That's to my friend Macca. He loves to jump the gun. He loves to just rip into me a bit. So Macca, if you're watching, how's that for a thumbnail?
Let's look at the game, right? So, what do we think? What do we think about Carlton's overall performance throughout the game?
Far from our best overall.
Yep.
But we could probably say that for previous games, as in terms of midfield clearances. I was watching, was it on the couch earlier? We're ranked 17th in the competition for centre clearances, which is...
What do you put that down to? Now that you've sort of raised that, Carl, what do we put that down to? It's not that we're lacking midfielders. We've got some good midfielders.
Yes.
Tap work? Is it tap work?
Tap
I
work.
think so, yeah. When Pitternet's in, there's a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I truly, like, I'm with Carl. When Pitternet's in, our clearance game was up. Statistically speaking, last year when Pitternet came back in, that's what got our clearance game going.
But then it becomes a liability around the ground, right?
So
and we lose that extra mid.
Pick your
Too
poison.
slow. Yeah.
But to Andy's point a few weeks ago, we're learning how to win in different ways. And I guess, like you heard it with Vossi in the media as well, like we're finding that balance on becoming a really good ball movement team versus a contested clearance beast, right? So imagine you don't probably sacrifice a lot of that ball movement, but if you start winning in the contest and doing well, all of a sudden it's, again, a dangerous prospect for other teams. So it's just finding different ways to win. I'll take it. Right, we're 4-0, yet 17th in clearances, and
but that's going to be the difference, though, George. Come the tail end of the season, when the powerhouses are there and finals are coming, you got to get that hard ball. So if we're not getting the early starts and getting that hard contested ball early on, we're going to struggle to come back.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think we've got the ability. I think we've got the ability to turn a game on our terms.
Can. It depends on, early on, absolutely. Yeah, early on, but come tail end, it's a different game. You know yourself, come finals, it's a different game.
I think
Brisbane showed they can do it. Why can't we? They did it in a prelim against us.
So one thing, and Bev Tony in the chat mentioned this. We're going after transition at the moment. Our midfield will get better as the year goes on. I think I agree with that. Probably the most, and the reason why is because scores off transition and turnover was our weakest point, I believe, last year. Our stoppage and clearance was our one wood. So now do you think it's more, and this is a question not just for us, but for the chat as well, for those watching along, do you think it's a shift from the like a shifting focus from stoppages and clearances into another part of the game, which is transitions and scores from turnovers, which we have been quite damaging this year with? and that's the reason why we've sort of dropped off in that regard. Or do you think it's purely just because of the tap work and just the fact that TDK probably isn't the tapman that Pito is?
I'll probably say it's probably a combination of both of them, in the sense that your backline becomes more proactive as opposed to be reactive, because they're relying more on themselves, not having the midfield win every contest, knowing that potentially they're not going to win the contest or get the hard ball. So they become, and you see it, Sard, Boyd, McGovern, they're all doing different things now, sort of, taking that chance, doubling back. All those sort of 1%ers are starting to come off from the backline. So maybe it's part of the bigger picture and the bigger plan to sort of develop that and then sort of focus back again on the midfield and the hardball. I don't know. For me, it's a combination of both. I don't know. How you guys feeling?
I'm G'd for Walsh to be back, man. I think he's going to be a huge boost, change the way we play a bit. We're starting to have a bit of an increasing injury list, just quietly. So he'll be a very welcome in. I think it'll change the way our midfield plays. I'm keen.
I'm not too fussed about our contested ball. Honestly, I'm not. Like, it's not doom and gloom for me, because I think we're playing different styles of footy to suit our opposition. So instead of playing that full ball, look, it's not sustainable. You can't play an entire season playing the style we played last year. We showed that last year, right? We played 12 weeks of it, and by the 12th week in the prelim, we ran out of legs.
Yeah, it's
ran out of
bruising
steam.
footy.
So we've needed to find a different way to win, right? And maybe because of our focus on the new way to win, the new way to play, we might have kind of stepped a bit too far away from contested ball. I'm more concerned, again, like going back, about our clearance work. So not just contested.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about losing the center clearance and the clearance around the ground, because that's what's hurting us.
It's like we don't have a set play coming out. The ball goes up and there's no set structure of what we're supposed to do, where the ball's supposed to be tapped to or to who. Or I agree with. Yeah.
We're not just losing it though.
It was quite evident, I thought, against Freo. Like in the centers, like in the stoppages and their clearance work, there was an evident structure there. Like it was bang, 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 out,
Spread.
kick, bang, spread, and it was really, really nice to watch. The way that they're set up at the stoppages is beautiful. And then when it was our turn, that sort of structure, that flow, I don't feel was there. Not like it has been the last couple of years. Well, sorry, not last couple, but last year.
Yeah. So we started pretty well last year, right? I think we started with a draw and then 4 wins. Or whatever, 3-4 wins.
3-1-1, I think it was. Yeah.
3 in a draw.
Yeah.
And then we lost to Adelaide.
See, it feels different for me this last year, even though we hadn't lost at, roughly this point, we weren't playing convincing footy. I feel like we're playing convincing enough at the moment that it feels different this year. Right? I'm a lot more confident during games that we're going to walk away with the win. And we have so far, by any means necessary. But it doesn't feel like we used the term false economy last year. That first patch of games and wins we had felt like a false economy for us a bit. Whereas this year it doesn't. We've earned the wins this year. We've played quality opposition. We were kind of feeling a bit off after the Richmond game, but because we thought we should be smashing Richmond. Yeah, Richmond has shown that they're quality opposition. They're a quality team at the moment. So maybe that win wasn't as bad as we thought it was. Remember, we said, well, just bank it and never talk about it again. Now let's talk about that win, because Richmond's a quality opposition, and they've proved that. They've beaten Sydney. They just lost to St Kilda, and they are like heavily undermanned.
They got no key forwards.
Nah, they got no key forwards. They're missing mids. They're missing defenders. They're doing it hard, Richmond. So all of a sudden, that win becomes, a bit of a decent win, considering they're a quality opposition. So I think taking what we've done, what we've achieved, moving forward with that, we've got a tough few games coming up. We've got Adelaide. Adelaide's a weird team for us. They've always been a weird team for us. but then we got a rough patch after, right? And that's when we're gonna really know. I'm a lot more confident going into this year's, 5 or 6 games of tough quality opposition compared to last year. I wasn't that confident last year. So I don't think it's as bad as we're making it out to be with our contested ball. I just think trust the process, man. I trust Voss and his team fully. They know what they're doing. So I'm not all doom and gloom about our contested ball and it's just the clearances worry me a bit. But other than that, I think we're doing all right.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
7 in the chat. Humbly, I disagree with Andy. We haven't been convincing at all. The thing is, after 2023, I have faith in the boys to lift, which is why I'm not nervous for GWS, Geelong, and so on. That kind of feels like you agree with Andy.
That's exactly right. I don't understand what you're saying. Come on,
anything,
7.
I get what Seven's saying, and I kind of agree with him, but also don't agree with him, and I fully agree with Andy. There's things that we need to work on as a team, right? Our stoppages, our centre clearances, our contested work, everything like that.
Yeah.
One thing that has been then, Beftone mentioned this in the chat as well. We bring the pressure. As long as we bring the pressure, the rest will build. Our pressure has been fantastic. We're laying tackles. We're our defense is holding strong with Jacob Wiedering in there, Kemp and Boyd and Saad and Newman and McGovern. They're having a stellar season so far, and the amount of pressure around the ground and more specifically in the forward line that people like Fogarty bring is immense. And I think that's why, who was it? Was it Dermot Brereton or Jason Dunstall said Carlton has the most upside? Like our wins haven't been convincing, aside from obviously North Melbourne, but we have the most upside. And we've still got Walsh to come in. We've still got Jack Martin to come in. We've got Silvani on the sidelines. Who knows what kind of difference Pito brings into our team if and when he does come into the side. There is so much improvement to come from this side. The best part about it is, whilst we haven't been convincing, we're 4-0.
And let's not forget we've had a bit of an interrupted sort of early season with some injuries, like Wiedering for me. He's a 3 to 4 goal better. Like your team is 3 to 4 goals better off when he's in the team. We can confidently say that, right? And he showed that on the weekend. But you have him all of a sudden like playing against the Richmond the week prior to the North or whatnot, and that game might be panning out quite differently, like holding up the defense. So we've had a bit of an interrupted, Walsh out, Wiedering out, and I don't want to use injuries as an excuse because guess what? Players like Cottrell can come in and step up and play a really good role. Fogarty's coming in playing a fantastic role. Jack Carroll's getting the job done as well. So all of a sudden, we're asking more, and rightly so, from other players that are coming in. We're not just coming in and saying, "Oh, just play your role until this so and so comes back." No, play a role. The role you should be playing, and see what you're made of. You might be able to hold this spot, of course, and you're seeing rotations within the team where Chera or Kennedy, they're having to move into different roles and be a bit more versatile. So it's good. It's good. It's positive. Like we said it, I think last week as well. Like that patch, as you said, Andy, coming up is a tough patch. Freo was part of that. Freo was part of that patch, right?
There was a big test.
Yeah. And evidence in the first half, like keen to hear your boys' thoughts. I know I was sitting separately to you guys, but the first half was low scoring affair. Like what were your thoughts at the half? I think it was like 23 to 21. What were you guys thinking?
I'll go. My thoughts were honestly, my main concern at the game was when we had the ball, none of our players wanted it. They were just standing around. No one was leading, even in the middle, even in the back. It was just like a standstill. Everyone was playing frozen. I'm not sure what that was the main concern. It got a bit better, but I don't know what that is. Tired, holiday mode. I'm not sure what that was. I haven't really noticed to have taken much notice in the previous game, but it really showed against Fremantle. Like I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure if you boys noticed that.
Yeah, they were very, very flat-footed.
Very stagnant from the start. It probably goes back to Andy. It was probably the way Fremantle was set up. They had a lot of bigger bodies too, Carl. If we went for that contested ball, and maybe that's why, we were sort of just I wouldn't say being reactive, but sort of letting them get the ball and waiting for them to sort of, I'm not going to say make a mistake, but sort of, take it back on our terms and then move the ball once we work out their sort of structure. Because if we were going all in, they would have cleaned us up. They were bigger, harder, stronger. So, that's probably why. But yeah, then we started moving. Sard, Boyd started moving the ball a little bit from Zach Williams as well. So, yeah, I don't know. But they did look very, very stagnant early on. So, yeah.
It's almost like we were happy to just let them have possession of the ball.
Yeah, all those little short chip kicks and everything.
Yeah, they like. That's why a lot of the possessions, when you look at the stats at the end of the game, I feel like sometimes it's a bit inflated because they're going to take a shitload more uncontested marks than us because of their short kick game. And it's almost like we were all right with them doing that, which as a fan is frustrating. But surely there was some, logic behind it from the coaching side of things. It was like Carl said, watching someone have the ball, say, half back, there was just no one leading at all. They're just happy to point a finger and say, kick it there. And that's what was happening. And then it'd go to a contest. And it was just a really frustrating half of football. I think it opened up a bit after halftime. But that first half, and credit to Freo, man, their boring style is...
It almost works.
It almost works, yeah.
It's suffocating.
It is, as a fan as well. Like
it's suffocating to watch.
It's hard to watch. And
Speaking about
playing against it. Sorry, George.
No, that's right. Speaking about hard to watch, and I haven't asked you guys this, mainly from us in the first quarter when Harry played on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you should have seen how happy he was. I haven't seen him that happy for a month and a half.
Did he break a nail? Did the ball slip out with his broken nail? I don't know.
He's been waiting.
Someone give me the answer.
He has been waiting for this.
He got
I fucking told you. I told you.
It was him. I told you he's a dog. He's a dog.
It was very, very hard to watch, though. Like,
we needed
what
that
was
goal
he thinking?
so bad as well. Oh.
I'm just wrapped. We got the next one. If that cost us, a direct goal the other way, that would have been
Whose was worse? Whose was worse?
Charlie.
Kerno's from the Richmond game or
Charlie.
Harry Mackay's from the Freo game chat? For those watching along, please let us know whose muck-up was worse. Harry Mackay's in front of goal or Charlie Kerno's in front of goal?
And
Can you put a poll in the comments?
Good idea.
And like he's having a fantastic season. Love him. He's making a massive difference. Like just for himself, right? His form turnaround has been insane. It's been great. For me, it was how you respond after that as well. Like, you want to make sure that the team gets around him, his head's not down or whatnot. It was a frustrating game. Like, I don't squarely put any blame on him or anything. Like, in that heat of the moment, I think his opponent went down. You've got a poll in the chat there.
Going in the chat.
He saw his opponent fall down as he had that contest. So I think in his eyes, he probably thought, should I walk into an open goal, put it under the arm and, tuck it in and went for the run. And as we said, sometimes I think Mackay forgets how tall he is and his size, right? Plays like a small forward. But yeah, he's gonna have it. We said it like last week and the week before. He's gonna have a bad game, right? You don't want to jump off him. Back him. He's gonna have a great season. I still, what's you laughing?
I didn't know we jumped on him. This guy don't want to jump off him. Oh, you guys did, but anyway, nonetheless.
He's. I think he'll do well against Adelaide next week. I'll back him for that. But it was just like the groans all around the stadium. Yeah. That was a hard one to watch.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a comment here from Nicholas AGS. Sorry if I butcher your last name, but we need to find ways to stop defenders from double teaming Kerno. Not just Kerno. This goes for Mackay as well, I think. Just a thought for when we play Melbourne and GWS. Stop fucking bombing it into the forward line.
Shout out Nick. He approached us as well. Nice to meet you, mate.
Oh, yeah. That's that Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, Nick.
I totally agree. Charlie is double teamed all the time, which should, in theory, mean you got a loose player somewhere. So that person without an opponent should be running a bit of muck. But I don't know, man. And I read this in someone's comments. Sorry, guys, I missed who wrote it. It was a lot earlier on in this episode. Someone said that Charlie needs to work on his second efforts. I agree sometimes, but geez, his second efforts sometimes are remarkable. Yeah, and that speaks more on our lack of small forward structure, because Charlie shouldn't have to be going down, picking up a ball, snapping over his shoulder after he drops it. No, that's what being front and center. We were taught in under 10s. If you're a small, you stand front and center of the contest, and when the ball drops, you clean it up. But
that's your actual job as a small forward, believe it or not.
That's part of the job description. And I read someone else say our smalls aren't convincing, and that's been our problem for as long as I can remember.
Ever since Eddie Betts left.
Yeah, literally. Our smalls have not been convincing enough. So,
or for consistent periods of time, I guess.
Hey, always this year has taken every chance he's had, I feel. So, always well done. Still goes missing for patches. I don't feel like any other, and like, geez, we're missing Motlop, man. His forward pressure is, we're really missing it. And he's 20 years old. Yeah. So he's got upside. So I can't wait to get him back in the side. Any word on that, by the way? Does anyone know what's going on? If anyone knows in the chat,
I think it's a couple of weeks.
6 weeks?
Nah.
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's Martin, I think. Martin's about
16 weeks.
Wait, wasn't Martin? What happened to Martin now?
Next year, I reckon.
Longer, yeah.
We spoke in the preview, mate. Remember, he got injured recovering from an injury.
That's the most Jack Martin thing ever.
Be back in 2028.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Absolutely fantastic engagement. 63 of you hit the like button if you haven't already. But yeah, the comments are fantastic.
They reckon Walshy is a chance to play against Adelaide.
He'll come back.
Milestone game. It's going to be his 100th.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think.
Let's get a win. Let's get another
win.
It
is.
Okay. A good question coming from Jay Taylor. How many losses in the 7 weeks after the Adelaide game? So we've got GWS, Geelong, Pies, D's, Sydney away, Gold Coast, and then Port Adelaide away as well. That's it. Look, put aside how many losses we think we're going to get and not going to get. That's a really, really tough run. I mean, they're all of those teams are vying for a top 8 spot.
Light work, bro. At our best, we beat all of them.
And if we continue playing the way we have been lately,
0-7. No, I'm joking.
I think
more springs the horse back. More springs the horse back.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that what I've seen thus far this year has probably been different to what we've seen last year. And yes, it is more convincing. And yes, I do believe that we know how to win ugly and we can get it done. But I think we look at our opposition and we sort of go to their style of football and match it and sort of work out how we can go through the gaps and get it done. And I think that's what we've done every game thus far. So, you know what? When we play GWS, maybe we do go head-to-head and start getting that contested ball. I don't know. It's just something I've sort of observed. So, I don't know. There's no reason why we can't win them all.
Wholeheartedly, Moss.
We've been doing that for years, though.
The mental, the mental shift with the playing group, but even as supporters, I don't think, and realistically, we shouldn't have this mindset. We should have this mindset. If we go up against any opposition, we go in thinking that we're going to win this game. Like, obviously, a few years ago, we had bogey teams, or obviously, dwelling towards the bottom of the ladder, but we think, we're not a chance of this one. No, we are a chance of beating every single team on our day. So I think that's with the playing group, with the fans, it's reflected in the odds and all that kind of stuff. But just in general, there's no fear. There's no fear. And I feel like when it comes to Collingwood, when it comes to Melbourne, bigger squads or whatnot, we go up another level. There was a comment, I'll go through a couple of Instagram questions that we got asked to answer, but there was an interesting one. Keen for your boys' take on this one before we cover the second half. He must have deleted it, maybe. Oh no, here we go. Jay Bassetti, you blokes going to be able to handle it when Melbourne flog you in a few weeks. In a few weeks, it's going to be winter. Anyway, you're all at Mount Hotham, the Melbourne fans. So,
your Range Rovers.
Or Europe. Mate, just calm your fun, mate. Straight sets, that's all I'll say. Straight sets, 2 years. So
we love playing Melbourne. even when we weren't the best, we'd give him a crack. So I don't know what's his name.
Sorry, I'm just going to stop the conversation here. Catrick in the chat has written, "I'm not hitting the like button until Moose smiles for at least 5 minutes." So I'll start the timer now. 9:50.
There we go.
There was also one from Zach. You're gonna like this one, Moose. You know who Zach is. You know Zach well.
Yeah.
I can't handle Moose on this live video. Not sure how you handled him for an entire drive from Adelaide.
It wasn't the drive only. I shared a bed with the bloke.
He did.
And I think we'll probably upload onto a YouTube short, maybe a bit of a couple of clips, mainly the one that you boys always got arrested for importing dates into South Australia.
Right, yeah, you can't have dates in SA. We're sorry.
Criminal offence.
To the
South
state
Australian
of
government.
South Australia, we almost infiltrated your
The biosecurity.
Hey, she was a good sport though. You finally got her, cracked her, Andy. So
Yeah.
good on you for that.
She wasn't a fan of us at the start, was she?
Nah, she hated Moose's head.
Have a gander. Yeah. Anyway, Georgie, who said that comment?
The Melbourne one.
Yeah, you know what? Doesn't even matter. Bloke, you know who you are. Give yourself an uppercut.
In.
Come on.
Shit.
Jeez.
I reckon we get some Instagram questions going.
Before, and then we'll cover. Then we got to cover the.
You have I think you had a joke, didn't you, George?
There was. I got a couple. The one actually, shout out to Nick who came up to us in the at the festival. Who said he does tune into the previews and reviews. So love you, Nick, mate. Well, thanks for tuning in. Almost. I'll give my love,
Hey,
right?
mate, we love everyone.
Yeah. Why can't you swim at Freo Beach? Was that the joke?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's only one flag, but
There's no flag.
There's no flag. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm thinking of St Kilda. I'm thinking of St Kilda. Why can't I swim at St Kilda Beach?
You wouldn't want to swim in St Kilda anyway, so don't worry about that.
I'll give you another one. What ship has never docked at Fremantle?
The Premiership.
Very good. Very, very good.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
go
That's
to
enough,
right
George.
now,
That's
Georgie.
enough.
that's it.
Off.
right
You've
there.
got to
That's
kick
it.
him off.
No more. Don't let me get a roll on these. All
I
right.
can mute him if you want.
Let's go through a couple of questions. We've already covered this one from Jabrail. Mus, thoughts on Mackay? I need another smile, please.
Come on, Mus, smile. We need that like.
Mr. Jabril, you worry about getting better. Best wishes. Jabril's going through a little bit of a foot injury, so get well. We'll give you a smile just for the Mackay, and that's about it, mate. Get well.
One from Moe Saad. Should we worry that we're coming back from behind in every game besides one?
It was raised in. We were talking about it at the game. We said, "Why don't we? What's the problem with kicking the first goal? Why can't we do it?"
Yeah.
It is frustrating.
We did kick the first goal, Adam Chera.
Actually, no, we did this time. Yeah, we did. That's not even a valid question. Next one.
1650.
Another one. Cameron Byer always tunes in. Love you too, mate. We'll just spread love around everywhere.
Cameron's
Is Chincotta getting unfairly treated?
Yes. No. Give him a run.
No,
For who?
exactly.
I think that little swap between Marchbank and Kemp for that week or whatever it was, I should have just given Chincotta a go.
Chincotta's a halfback.
Chincotta's-
He's off the halfback.
Chincotta.
Different role.
Chincotta's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I still like him.
I rate Chincotta highly. I think he's great. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got aggression, but he's not. He can't play Kemp's position, I don't think.
Well, surely, what do we got? Who's back there that he can play? McGovern, Williams.
Nah,
McGovern, Williams.
Williams. Solid.
But you can't take any of them out, more so just sit aside, mate.
Go to the next one. Ali Z. I'm assuming it's Ali Z, not Alizé. No, it is Ali Z. Possible debutants and the difficulty of the next 2 months. I think we'll probably talk about that in the preview, but spoke about the difficulty the next 2 months. Obviously, the run coming up, but debutants in your eyes. You
guys can hear my cat just going on.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Henny wants to debut. Maybe I think we're talking about in the group chat the chances of Ashton Moyer.
Yeah,
He's
been
probably
too early.
likely of all of them, right? I mean, we've got a few possible debutants.
There she is.
Have a look at it.
I want Ann on this.
Fucking tangling my mic. Sorry, boys.
That's pussy.
There was just moving on. Jackie O'Sullivan also asked that question: do we think Ashton Moy will debut? Cunner's still injured. Motlop's obviously injured. Martin's injured, so he might have a sniff.
What about Binns?
Oh, I want to see him play. I'm
dying to see Binsy play.
Next question: Ben Soro, Fogarty suspension for the arm that went sort of from the chest up towards the neck.
Fife's week.
It was there. It was absolutely there.
It was there.
It didn't
He
hit
took
him in
his
the head,
eyes,
though.
took his eyes off the ball for a minute, and then went back. So
It almost looked like it slipped off the ball and went up. I don't know. It's a bit soft, to be honest.
How about?
I don't know. I reckon that's a free kick Carlton plus 50, bro. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
How that's I read a comment. They're like, as soon as that happened, I'm surprised it wasn't a Curnow free kick. But how about Melbourne contesting Pickett's suspension? Like
Really?
the guy's like a serial sniper. Like
He's the dirtiest grub in the game.
like just for the optics of it. Like as a club, do you just want to just say, hey, all right, let's cop it and let's have a chat to him and say, hey, man, just clean it up a bit. The bloke done it. He took out Bailey Smith with that kamikaze hit last year. He done it to
Cripps.
Was it to Cripps last year? He's just a serial pest. Anyway, I'm not.
You know what
gonna
they should give him for punishment? Not a week. They should get him to sleep in the room with Moose for a night.
I promise I'll never do it again.
I'll take the week.
Jeez.
Sorry, Moose. I love you.
And last one from that Melbourne girl always tunes in as well. Did Moose turn up on time for the road trip to Adelaide?
Surprisingly.
Wow.
Surprisingly.
He called me.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was flabbergasted.
yeah, I don't know what happened there. Don't know.
Called me up on a buzz. He was buzzing.
Carl told me. Carl told because Carl picked up Moose first, picked me up, and he's like, "Yeah, Moose is almost at his mum's, so yeah, we'll be leaving soon." I'm like, Moose is actually on the way.
Moose is what?
we weren't on time. We were supposed to leave at 9 or 9:30, but hey, credit to Moose.
Nah, I think we left before schedule.
Thank
to be
you.
honest,
Thank you. I'll take it.
I think we left before.
I don't know, man.
There and
Yeah,
back.
we did.
We left before
Yeah.
schedule.
I know. On the way back, we left early.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what's
Moose guys.
changed. I'm a bit scared, actually. You guys have mentioned that now, so
Bit
I'm
weird.
sure. Yeah.
I'm used
I
to
don't-
waiting for Moose first.
With you guys saying that Moose was always constantly late and this and that, I can't picture it because the 2 nights that we were there when we were waking up for Fajr, this guy his alarm before his alarm even rang, he was up. Like,
Andrew woke him up.
He was like, "That's
Who, me?
it, he's up. That's it.
No.
There's no. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Nah, he's just up.
Yeah. That's what surprised me about Moose. Yeah, the bloke alarm off. Alarm goes off.
He's
He's
up.
just up, ready. Like
In 1 second,
done.
flat.
Like half a pizza in his mouth.
Hey, Andy, what about on the way back when he says, "Oh, we should have left in the morning like real early."
This bloke, man, his bloody alarm went off.
This was the last day. This one I actually got some sleep, so
So,
Yeah, through that one.
just for some context, he's the most annoying bloke in the world. There's I'm looking into the camera for this one.
In
Moose is the most annoying person in the world. There's not a
I'm
more
a
annoying
witness.
person in the world.
I'm a
right?
witness.
His TikTok use is ridiculous. It's loud. It's annoying. He watches the most annoying videos in the world. Like he doesn't watch something nice, peaceful. Nah, he just chooses the most just violently loud TikToks, and then he snores. Right, his snoring was off the chain.
No, I don't.
But he snores, mate. But night 2, so his alarm goes off for Saud, and he just doesn't wake up. He doesn't turn the alarm off. I'm like, Moose, just turn it off, right? He's just snoring. He's out. I'm like,
Pinched
Moose,
his pillow, which is good as well.
See, the thing is that my circadian rhythm was out purely based on the fact that, we sort of did the rotation from the days to the nights. And then because I kept you guys up for such a long period, I sort of put myself out. That was the issue, you see.
Yeah. Makes sense.
7 in the chat. Who else wants to genuinely see a lightsaber duel between Mus and Andy?
In.
Are we having pants on? Is
No,
it?
no, take that.
Which lightsabers are we? Nah.
What's happening?
Welcome to the dark side, Moose.
Oh, no.
Those who know me know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, what's happening?
This is a Fremantle review, right?
Yeah, let's cover the second half. But no, 65 in the chat. Loving the engagement. Monique, are you guys going to the Carlton v Crows this Saturday? We're at every game. Just look, you can't miss us. If you look around level 2, I don't really think you can miss 5 heads
only
just next to each
riffraff.
other. It's fantastic.
Also, the polls. I've just ended the poll. Whose stuff up was worse? Charlie Curnow took the chocolates with 58% of the vote
close.
going. Yeah, 58%. Total of 36 votes. 58% went Charlie Curnow's way.
Good call.
Second half.
Second half.
Let's just skip.
Let's just
And go straight to the end, right?
Last quarter,
Fourth quarter.
umpiring decision. It was touched. Get on with it. You Freo dogs, right? You had that many umpiring decisions go your way throughout the game.
Mhm.
It was disgusting. Disgusting.
You know what? You know which decision killed me? The one, I think it was Akers getting called
Holding the ball.
holding the ball.
Yeah.
He wasn't even tackled. The guy bumped him and he dropped it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how many times do players genuinely, like around the grounds, right, just don't correctly dispose of the ball, and
Play on.
it's just play on. All of a sudden they pin it in the 50. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, the McGovern spoil was probably just as bad. That was a great spoil.
That was that. Yeah, like if you're going to contest the ball, running back with a flight, he couldn't have done anything better than that.
It's perfect.
Like, that's like you. He didn't chop the arms. Like you can't ask for anything more, right? So it should be play on. And look, whether or not they would have got a goal from the Rove or whatnot, but I think it was weird as it was back there or whatnot. But still, it was just Cripps' last 5 minutes. I want to talk about that though. How he just went into absolute beast mode that last 5 minutes. He was willing everything in the contest. Second efforts.
There were a
Just
lot of
fantastic.
little contests in that last 5 or so minutes. Zach Williams breaking through two players.
And then running
was-
past another one as well. Like
That was GWS Zach Williams. That's
Immense.
I haven't seen that at Carlton from Zach Williams. So that's why we recorded him for recruited him for that run, that finesse.
and then right down Charlie's throat.
Yeah.
A one-handed mark being
Yeah.
held. King. Clutch Cottrell. You know what I mean?
Matthews,
Like, all right, yeah, it's a
Mottral.
regulation shot on goal, but a lot of pressure, and then we've got to talk about our best player of the day is Jordan Clark. Just absolute superstar of a player. Apparently he called the umpire an effing idiot, right?
Well,
He's
it
saying
actually
he called
came out today.
himself
Yeah.
an effing idiot.
Yeah.
Apparently he said, you effing idiot, Jordan.
Yeah, right.
I'm not copping that, bro.
All right.
I'm not copping that. You call the umpire an effing idiot because you're a spoiled little girl. So, mate, cop it on the chin.
Can someone let us know if the umpire's name's Jordan? Because I don't believe this either.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jordan Clark.
And there was another goal. There was another goal.
Hey, man, look at this bloke. I'm not even going to say his name in the comments. Every week, this parasite, this cockroach, always comes into our chat and writes something. He wrote that hopes Cripps does both his ACLs this week. Like, brother,
Harsh,
and he can
very
jump on the
harsh.
bags with Doherty.
Oh, he's signed up on his business name, so everyone in the chat, I'm sure they'll look at the Google reviews of his business now.
Like, bro, come on, man. Like, you don't wish that on anyone except your mum. But you know what I mean? You little dog.
There's a block button incoming, I think.
Talk about our captain like that.
It's good to get the win. It's good to get the win, walk away with 4 points, and go into Adelaide 4-0. We're in the top 4 at the moment. We're looking good. It's a good start to the season. We haven't played the greatest footy, but we've been able to bank the wins. And
Can we just go back? Sorry, bro. I just want to go back to this umpiring thing. Something bothered me. Everyone's blaming the umpires, and I've always all right, bro, umpiring is bad every week, right? We're all biased, all of us. We're all biased towards our own teams. to blame an umpire for a loss is the biggest loser mentality football club thing to do ever. Like, that's why your club has been nowhere since its inception, right? Like, if you're happy to blame an umpire, good teams, and I say this every week, whenever we talk about umpiring decisions, good teams don't let the result of a game rest on an umpiring decision. Good teams are up by enough, so if they cop one or two bad decisions, they'll be all right. So, Carl, tell them where to cop it, please.
Cop it straight in the mouth and your mum's mouth.
JH Carpenter's your dog.
Hey, in all honesty, though, with every close win that we have, opposition fans of that team and the AFL in general, they're always going to think we're getting the rub of the green, right? They hate us. They hate us, right? And they hate seeing us being successful. The media does, the opposition fans do. They can hear the footsteps, right? So
they know we're coming.
That's it. Finally, it might have been 14 years too late, but it's happening.
It's happening.
I heard those footsteps just then. Who was that? But yeah. So like, I firmly believe that once we start putting the foot down, and there's a bit of daylight between us and teams in the fourth quarter, no one's going to be talking about the umpiring, right? But they're always going to find something, right? They'll always find something. Oh, AFL's got an agenda. Oh, Freaky Kuna, shut up. Just
it's the same thing. Whenever there's a successful team, and like, let's be real, we're not even successful yet. We're just winning games, right?
We're just excited.
We're happy to win a few games. But when Hawthorn was on top, it was free kick Hawthorn. Everybody jumped on that bandwagon. When Richmond was up, it was free kick Richmond. It's a sign that your team's doing all right. You know what I mean? So don't let the opposition fans suck you into all those little Instagram, Facebook arguments. Let them say their piece. Let them have their little sook, and we'll just keep winning games.
How good are weekends when you win, but how great are they?
I was saying that, like, bro, like our weekend elevated once we won in Adelaide. Like, imagine that night, we wouldn't have been like as up and about as we were.
Just getting boring, eh? Give us a challenge.
We probably would have got into a fight after the game if we lost.
Not me.
Let's be honest. Anyway, let's do the votes. 1 vote, 2 votes, 3 votes. For those watching along, let us know. Chuck your votes in the chat as well. Moose, I'll throw it to you.
It's a really good one. It's a tough week because of the game that we just had and the style and the sort of way this game panned out. I'm not going to look at stats. I'm just going to base it on what I think changed the game and the players that got involved and the players that got us over the line. I'm going to give one to Cottrell. Not the most skillful player, not the best player by any means, but gives 110 every single time. Gets what he can, where he can, and puts in. So 1 to Cottrell, I think he did enough to influence the game. 2 to Charlie. Again, not his best game by far. Got 3 goals. Got involved at the right times. Took some clutch marks. And then I'm going to give 3 to Sard purely for the run. He got us back in the game and got us moving. We were flat-footed, stagnant. Nothing was happening, and he just took his chances. And like Andy said, I don't think he had a plan. I think he just got the ball and said, give it to me, and I'll just work it out. So
I'll do something. Yeah.
So that's me. Carl, what do you got?
Carl, before you go, Beftone in the chat, 1 to Cotters, 2 to Weeders, 3 to Sard. Maz, 1 to Cripper, 2 to Sard, 3 to Weeders. And Nick, 1 to Sard, 2 to TDK, and 3 to Cripps.
TDK, what a great game. We didn't speak
underrated.
on it. Yeah,
underrated.
A ripping game.
Yep.
Against quality opposition.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Carl,
I've got 5 votes. Oh, I got 5. Yeah, players going to get votes from me. All right. So I'm giving 1 to Cotters, absolute gem of a bloke. 2 to Wiedering, absolute star, and I'm also giving 3 to Sard. But I'm going to give 4 votes to Jordan Clark. And 5 votes to the umpire. All right? Because they were phenomenal for us. Well deserved. Andy?
I'll go 1 to Jordan Boyd. Just killed it.
You've said Jordan. You've said Jordan twice now.
6 times. I'll keep
just enjoy.
Yeah, having a good time. Shout out to Todd in the comments too. He said we need a weekly standalone segment called Andy Loses It and just let him go nuts.
I
don't
can,
know,
I can
man.
say
I
that
don't know
was
if my blood
a
pressure
weekly that was a weekly segment last year.
when things were going bad. It wasn't even a segment. I just have outbursts. Yeah, Jordan Boyd gets my 1. Great game. 2, I'll give it to Sardi. I thought he killed it, man. And when we needed it the most, in that last quarter especially, he stepped up. And Weeders gets my 3. I think he was our best player. He was able to shut down, and because Freo with their run and their numbers, they just kept like when they went forward, they'd flood forward in numbers. Thanks to Weeders, man. Like you said, Georgie, we're a 3 or 4 goal better side with him. So, yep.
Cameron
Georgie?
Bayer, 1 vote Cottrell, 2 votes Wiedering, 3 votes Kerno, Catrick, 1 to Cotters, 2 to Charlie, and 3 to Weeders. Lana Owens, 1 to Cotters, 2 to Cripper, and 3 to Weeders. Monique, you forgot you've 1 vote, but 2 to Cripps and 3 to Sard. Amanda Wills, 1 to Boyd, 2 to Weeders, and 3 to Sard, and 7. 1 to Kerno, 2 to Cripps, 3 to Sard. Sard's topping the list in the chat, I feel. Georgie, your votes.
For the one, I had between Charlie and CDK. Charlie, I found that he was he started a bit slow, but really got into the game. 12 marks, 3 goals, 2 important goals. But I'll give my one to TDK. He battled and he was everywhere. Didn't mark many, but he created a contest and against Jackson, 32 hit-outs. And he was just at every contest, the second efforts as well from TDK. And this is what not knocking Pitner, but you're not going to get that from Pitter. Like if the ball hits the ground, in terms of like agility, TDK is going to get back into that contest straight away. And he just willed the ball to his teammates. So he was fantastic to watch. 2, Sard ran all day. We said it before, he just second efforts, 1%ers. You can't fault him. We were in that game because of Sard. So on your Sardi. 3 to Weeders. 21 touches, 12 marks, 5 tackles, solid display in defense. You just feel assured, when he's there. As we said, he just makes your defense a better side. Without him, I just feel like he's the identity of our defense. I really do. Like he's just that person that, it's hard to even articulate it. Like without him, I feel like our defense loses its identity a little bit. You have players that can do a job, but Wiedering is the rock in defense. He is the back. Yeah. So on your Weeders.
I just want to, before we go into your votes, Mal.
Yep.
One of the comments killed me. Jay Taylor, it is staggering how you all look like Mil Hannah except Carl. Appreciate the ball jokes, mate.
I love it.
I'm on Mil Hannah.
We had that. I think it was someone on one of our previous videos saying, "Why are there 4 Adam Sards on the screen?"
I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a story on that one, George. Probably Carl. Maybe you want to share the story.
Well, we're walking to the game, weren't we? Those 2 older blokes walked by. That you, Sardi?
Aren't you supposed to be getting ready?
Oh shit!
How good's Adelaide?
How good is it? Of him.
Hey, Adelaide put on a good weekend. Sorry, Mo. Go on. Do your vote.
No, I think Adelaide. We'll have a chat. Carlton Flaggers 2024. 1 to Charlie, 2 to Sard, 3 to Weeders. Petra has gone 1 to 7, so we'll go through it. 1 to Chera, 2 to TDK, 3 Sard, 4 Cotters, 5 Charlie, 6 Hewitt, 7 Wheaters. We'll go one more. John Holden, 1 to Kemp, 2 to Cotters, and 3 to Weeders. My votes are all going to the people in the back line, so I'll go my 1 vote to Jordan Boyd. I think he had a fantastic game. Weeders had a great game, 2 votes, and Sard for my 3.
Ramadan Sard.
Yeah, the back line stood up.
That's the last game of Ramadan Sard this year.
It is. It is.
Yes.
And Sard produced as he normally does in Ramadan, and I'm hoping that that form will definitely continue for the rest of the year.
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
How good? Like the footy festival. Like we went last year, Andy, and we only went for the Thursday, but they done it. They spent a bit more money on it, I guess, and put a few extra things in the festival and Rundle Mall this year. And just a quick shout out to I forgot his name. I didn't get his name. I just if you're listening, mate, I think he was like a marketing employee. But I was outside the Chemist Warehouse stand. There was like a footy kicking contest and won a footy and whatnot, but. He came up to me and he's like, "Hey mate,
that he won a footy contest."
Yeah. I was 3 from 3. Anyway, I won't brag. Kicked against the wind. It was great. So anyway,
wet weather condition.
It actually was. It was virtual. So anyway, he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, got a how would you like a VIP seating, food and beverage package?" And walking on the ground while Carlton trains. And I was like, what do you want me to do? Scan a QR code or something, enter my details, go into the prize draw or something. I just thought it's just, trying to get me in some competition. He's like, bro, I'm literally giving you the prize. Like he was like the end of his shift and he just couldn't be stuffed, right? He's like, I'm literally giving you the prize. Just take it. I was like, nah, come on. Gave me this lanyard. He's like, just rock up at this gate at like 2:15. I was still skeptical. I was like, nah. Come on.
George thought he was going to get jumped.
Yeah. I was like, just give me like a paper Chemist Warehouse thing. I was like, I'm going to go there. They're going to ask me to do a shift or something like that.
Hopefully his bosses aren't listening, George.
So
that might be the end of him.
Anyway, that's why I'm not saying his name. But no, top bloke, absolute top bloke. Because I went there, it was the corporate entry. You go in, there was a little Chemist Warehouse, that little yellow box that was on level 1. Went around. And yeah, got onto the ground with the AFL money can't bypass or whatever they call it, and got to watch the guys train close up, and it was a great experience. So wanted to run onto the ground, tackle the Freo mascot, but intrusive thoughts, I held them back. But no, it was good. It was a great day. So shout out to that guy. Amazing experience. Had a great day. Thank you, sir.
Don't forget. You did get a show bag from Chemist Warehouse. It had a packet of Panadols and stretchers in there.
It actually did. It actually had moisturizer.
Our friend Jay Taylor said, buying mosh pills for all the boys except Carl at Chemist Warehouse. For everyone who doesn't know, mosh is the hair loss.
That's fantastic.
Love your work, Joe.
Keep the ball jokes coming, guys.
I love it.
I'm not insecure about my
Timothy
hair loss
from
at all.
Chemist Warehouse for that. No, I'm joking. His name's not Timothy. It's been good. The Adelaide trip was good. I enjoyed it. It was good going up with you boys. It was fun. The room probably smells like fart now. Thanks, boys. And sorry to anyone else who has to stay in that room after us.
Anyway, wrap her up.
It was good. We've got Adelaide this week at Marvel Stadium.
Oh, shit. Wrap it up.
And it's going to be a good game. Hopefully Sam Walsh comes back in. For those watching along,
Before we go, Catrick just wrote a comment. Boys, Eid Mubarak from now. The boys are celebrating Eid this week.
Appreciate that,
Thank you.
Happy Eid to everybody celebrating as well this week. Yeah. Have a safe one. Have a blessed one. Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Andy. Eid could be Tuesday. Could be Wednesday. Could
also,
be Thursday.
Congratulations.
It's one of those cold ones.
Cripper and his baby celebration. We got to give a shout out to that.
Yeah, that was cool. Carl,
epic.
what's Paddy Cripps' baby's name?
Khadr.
So Cripps, Patrick Cripps is now Abu Khadr.
Abu Khadr.
So we refer to him as that from now on.
Yeah.
So
thank you very much.
Just to let everyone know, Khadr is just the Lebanese way to say Koda. So Abu Khadr, congratulations. Great game. Great baby.
On you, mate. Next time, have a boy, please. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. It is Sayonara from the Monday Blues. Take it away, Carl.
Sicky now.
Cheers, guys.